The council chamber. The Galactic Conclave had not convened in emergency session for 1100 years, not since the Vorati plague swept through the Outer Rim. Yet here they were again, 700 species crowded into the tiered amphitheater of Station Meridian, their translators humming, their anxiety palpable. Ambassador Kethael of the Syrian Collective rose on 4 of his 6 limbs. His bioluminescent frills pulsed a deep, warning crimson. "The humans have launched another vessel," he announced. "A colony vessel. Destination, the Oros Nebula." Silence collapsed over the chamber like a physical weight. The Oros Nebula was Vorati territory. The Vorati, ancient and territorial, had held that region for 60,000 years. Every species in the galaxy understood the unspoken agreement. You did not cross into claimed space. You sent a diplomatic envoy first. You waited generations for permission. The humans had been spacefaring for fewer than 300 years. The file they all ignored. Elder Marin Voss of the Human Diplomatic Corps had submitted the briefing document 14 months ago. It sat unread in 11,000 diplomatic inboxes across the galaxy. The title, "A Note on Human Psychological Variants." It had seemed dry, administrative, irrelevant. Now, as the colony ship Resolute Dawn crossed into Vorati space broadcasting cheerful greetings and requests for cultural exchange opportunities, Ambassador Kethael finally opened the file. He read for 6 minutes. Then he sat down very slowly. "Humans," the document read, "do not possess a universal threat response inhibitor. In every other known sapient species, the brain architecture includes what xenobiologists call the caution cascade, a layered neurological system that evaluates existential risk and suppresses action when the risk exceeds individual survivability. Humans evolved without this mechanism. Instead, they developed something researchers have tentatively labeled curiosity override. When a human encounters the unknown, the dominant neurological response is not fear, it is interest." Kethael read the line again. "Not fear. Interest." The Vorati response. The Vorati warships arrived within hours, 40 dreadnoughts materializing from Fold space, weapons primed, a wall of ancient and terrible power surrounding the Resolute Dawn like a fist closing around a moth. Captain Alara Moss stood at the bridge viewport and looked at them. "Incredible," she murmured, pulling up her recording equipment. "Look at that whole architecture. Completely asymmetrical. I wonder if that's aesthetic or structural." Her first officer, Jonas Reyes, stared at her. "Captain, they are targeting us. Obviously. Hail them." The Vorati commander appeared on screen. 7 feet of scaled fury, orbital rings orbiting his cranial crest, a being whose civilization predated human fire. "You have trespassed," he said through the translator. "Explain yourself before we reduce your vessel to its component atoms." Alara leaned forward with genuine enthusiasm. "Commander, I am so glad you reached out. We have approximately 400 colonists who would love to discuss potential cohabitation arrangements in the nebula. We've brought seed samples, medical technology, and, this is the part I'm most excited about, 17 varieties of fermented grain beverages. Do any of your people drink?" The transmission cut out. What the galaxy learned. Back in the conclave chamber, every species watched the sensor feeds in collective horror as the Resolute Dawn proceeded to spend the next 6 hours enthusiastically attempting to befriend the Vorati fleet. The Vorati, to the shock of everyone, did not fire. Later, much later, Vorati Commander Oth would explain it to a Syrian journalist in clipped, bewildered tones. "We threatened annihilation," he said. "They expressed admiration for our weapons. We displayed our battle dead. They asked if they could document the memorial ritual. We told them they stood at the edge of oblivion." He paused. Their captain said, "And I have verified this translation 7 times," she said. "What a great story this will make." He looked at the journalist. "We did not know what to do with a species that cannot be frightened. We have never encountered one before. None of us have." His orbital rings drooped slightly. We realized in that moment that we have been keeping each other in line for millennia through the threat of consequence. That system requires every party to value self-preservation above discovery. He was quiet for a long moment. The humans have broken something very fundamental about how this galaxy works. The New Age. The colony was approved 3 weeks later. Nobody could quite explain why. The Virati diplomatic team said it was a strategic alliance. The Syrian analysts called it capitulation through confusion. Elder Voss simply smiled and sent the Resolute Dawn its landing coordinates. In her private log, she wrote one sentence. "The galaxy finally understands us. And I think, for the first time, they are the ones who are afraid." The stars did not change that day. But the silence between them did.